Hello students, welcome to the class. In this class, we'll try to discuss with the recent examination questions from Karnataka CET and NEET examination for the unit solutions. So we'll consider with the first question. This question is from Karnataka CET 2019 examination. The question is relative lowering of vapor pressure of a dilute solution of glucose dissolved in 1 kg of water is 0.002. That is P naught minus P by P naught, that is relative lowering of vapor pressure, is given. That is 0.0002, and it is dissolved in 1 kg of water. So that means mass of water is given, the solvent, it is 1 kg, or we can consider as 1000 grams. As it is mentioned, water, its molar mass is 18 gram per mole. So it is with respect to water what they have specified. And with this information, they're asking us to calculate the molality of the solution. So what is the molality of the solution? We need to identify. We know that molality is defined as number of moles of solute divided by mass of solvent in kg. Now to calculate molality, we know what is the mass of solvent. So it is 1000 grams. And what is the number of moles of solute if we find? So by using relative lowering of vapor pressure, so then our solution will be done. So with this basic information, we'll look into the detailed solution now. So we know that N2 definition is W2 by M2. So we'll try to identify this by using the relative lowering of vapor pressure. We know that P naught minus P by P naught is equal to N2 by N1. And this, if we consider, P naught minus P by P naught is given, it is 0.002. N2 will identify, N1 is W1 by M1. So W1 by M1 is given based on the data 1 kg of water. So we can consider N2 divided by, it is W1 is 1000 and M1 is 18. So hence N2 will be equal to 0.002 into 1000 divided by 18. So 1000 can be written as 10 to the power of 3, and 0.002 can be written as 2 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Since 10 to the power of minus 3 and 10 to the power of plus 3 will become 10 to the power of 0. So that will become 1. 1 into 2 is 2 divided by 18. 2 by 18 is, so it is 1 by 9. And if we consider this, it is 0.111. Now this is what the relative lowering of vapor pressure. By using that, we have calculated N2. Now we'll come back to our main solution. So that is molality, what we need to find. M is equal to N2 is 0.11 divided by mass of solvent is 1000 W1. So if we express this, so the answer will be 0.11 molal. As the molality of the resultant solution is 0.11 molal. So hence the correct answer for the question is, so it is option A. So will be a simple. So we need to understand the question. So if we analyze this, how relative lowering of vapor pressure is helpful in finding the molarity, that is molality. So we can identify the answer. Hope the solution is clear. Now we'll try to consider the next question from the Karnataka CET 2019. The next question, again from the same year, Karnataka CET 2019. The question is, a non-volatile solute A tetramerizes in water to the extent of 80%. 2.5 grams of A in 100 grams of water lowers the freezing point by 0.3 degrees Celsius. The molar mass of A in gram per mole with given Kf of water as 1.86 Kelvin kg per mole is we need to identify. So we need to identify the molar mass of the solute. Now, if we observe the question, the details given is, so A is tetramerizes. So based on the dissociation and association factor, we know that number of moles gets associated here to form tetramer. So hence, so N value is 4 for this. As it is undergoing association, the degree of association is given as, you can recall the formula for dissociation and association. Degree of association alpha is given as 1 minus I divided by 1 minus 1 by N. Now, if we find I by using this detail, so I can be related with the correction term in the colligative property of lowering of vapor pressure, delta Tf is equal to I into Kf into M. So by using this formula, the molar mass we can able to calculate. Now this will be our final step to consider in the solution. Now to obtain that in the rearrangement to get the molar mass, now we'll use the degree of association so to find the I value. Once it is done, Kf is there. So molality definition, number of moles of solute divided by mass of solvent in kg. The related information we can see in the problem. We can easily find the molar mass. We'll try to observe. So you can observe here, it is going to undergo 80% extent. So hence the degree of dissociation 80% means it is 80 divided by 100 will be equal to 0.8. So for 1 it is 0.8, for 100 it is 80%. As we assume this now, so alpha is 0.8, 1 minus I divided by 1 minus 1 by, as it is tetramerizes, so N value is 4. So if we consider this simplification, so it will become, so 0.8, 1 minus I divided by 1 minus 1 by 4 is 3 by 4. Now 3 by 4, if you rearrange, so you will get I is equal to 0.4 now. I is equal to 0.4. Now, so with the I value, so we'll go with the depression of freezing point. So they have given it lowers the freezing point by 0.3 degrees Celsius. Hence, depression of freezing point cost is 0.3 degrees Celsius. In Kelvin scale also the difference will be same, 0.3. So if you observe here, so the mass of solute W2 is given, so which is 2.5 grams of A is dissolved in 100 grams of water, hence mass of the solvent is 100 grams. And if you observe, so Kf value is given here, so Kf is equal to 1.86 Kelvin kg per mole. So with this information, they are asking M2 to find out. So molar mass of the solute to find. So we'll consider with the definition equation to expand. So delta Tf is equal to, with correction term Vanta factor I. So Kf, molality definition you try to expand. It is number of moles of solute. That is mass of solute divided by molar mass of solute into 1000 divided by W1. It is mass of solvent in kg. Now, except M2, so all the values are available. If you substitute, delta Tf is 0.3, I value is 0.4, Kf is 1.86, W2 is 2.5, M2, what we need to identify, W1 is 100. So, and the numerator 1000. So if we consider this, the simplification, M2 is equal to 200 and this, so we'll have 10 here approximately 0.4, 1.86 into 2.5 into 10 divided by 0.3. So you don't want to go in detail with the exact answer to find. So you can go with nearer value to find an answer. So you can consider approximately 1.86 as 2. So 2 into 0.4 will be, so multiply that. 4 into 2 is 8. 8 into 10 to the power of minus 1, that is 0.8. 2.5 into 10 is 25. 25 into 0.8 divided by 0.3. So if we consider, the answer will be closer to 60. So hence we can easily select from the given option as the values are having more range. So C is the correct option. The answer is C. So don't go into a detailed calculation. Don't waste time here. So just check with approximation techniques. So the nearer answer, which will be closer to the answer. If the given options are having closer range, then we need to go with in detailed calculation. So hence the correct answer for the given question is, so it is option C. The next question, again from Karnataka CET 2019. Total 3 questions was asked in the year 2019. And the third question, it's a direct conceptual question. The question is, solution A contains acetone dissolved in chloroform and solution B contains acetone dissolved in carbon disulfide. The type of deviation from Raoult's law shown by solution A and B respectively are the same examples we have considered. So the solution A is, it is chloroform, that is CHCl3 with acetone chloroform, and solution B is the same acetone with carbon disulfide. So we know that acetone and chloroform mixture will form negative deviation showing solution from Raoult's law. Acetone and carbon disulfide will show a positive deviation showing solution from Raoult's law. Hence A is negative deviation showing solution, B is a positive deviation showing solution. And from the given options, the correct answer is, it is option B. Now we'll observe with the next question, fourth question. It is from NEET 2019 examination. Again, a direct conceptual question. For an ideal solution, the correct option is, we need to consider for an ideal solution, which options are correct. So we know that for an ideal solution, so delta H mixing is 0, delta V mixing is equal to 0. Hence, from the given options, you can directly make out that is delta H mixing is equal to 0 for an ideal solution. Hence, the correct answer is, it is option 3 for an ideal solution. We'll move with the fifth question. So a second question from the NEET 2019 examination. Again, it is a direct example based question. The mixture that forms maximum boiling azeotrope is. So we know that the solutions which will show negative deviation from Raoult's law will form maximum boiling azeotrope. If you observe here, water and nitric acid, 68% of nitric acid in water, we have seen as the example of the solution showing negative deviation from Raoult's law. So hence, the negative deviation showing solution will form maximum boiling azeotrope. As the correct option is option 1. Ethanol water will form minimum boiling azeotrope, positive deviation, acetone, carbon disulfide. So again, a positive, heptane and octane we can consider with a similar basis. Heptane and octane is nearly that is ideal solution. I will observe with The question from Karnataka CET 2018 examination. Isotonic solutions or solutions having same. Again, it's a direct conceptual question. We know that for isotonic solutions, so their osmotic pressure is same. Phi 1 is equal to phi 2. And so option C is correct. The correct answer for the question is option C. Again, the next question from the same Karnataka CET 2018. The question is, which of the following aqueous solution should have the highest boiling point? They have given the same concentration with a different electrolyte containing solution. So which will have highest boiling point we need to identify. As already we discussed, so with respect to delta Tb and the boiling point information, higher the value of delta Tb indicates that higher will be the boiling point of solution. So if it is related with Van der factor I, so delta Tp is directly proportional to I. Hence, higher the value of I, higher will be the boiling point of solution, higher will be the elevation of boiling point. So if it is with depression of freezing point, so for the solution, it will be reverse. So, but elevation of boiling point and depression of freezing point, both are directly proportional to Van der factor I. Hence, we'll try to consider as their concentration is same. So we'll identify the Van der factor for these electrolytes. Now for NaOH, so it will be dissociated as Na plus OH minus. So hence, so I value is dissociated ions are 2 divided by 1, it is equal to 2. So for sodium sulfate, it is 2 moles of sodium ion and 1 mole of sulfate ion. So hence, the Van der factor is, so it is 2 plus 1 ion, 3 ions divided by 1 before dissociation, hence Van der factor is 3. And for ammonium nitrate, it is NH4 plus nitrate ion, NO3 minus. So hence, the Van der factor is dissociated ions are 2 divided by 1, which is equal to 2. And for potassium nitrate, potassium ion plus nitrate ion. So hence, the Van der factor I is equal to dissociated ions are 2. Before dissociation, it is 1 particle. Hence, so Van der factor is 2. Now, if you observe, so Van der factor is 2 for A, C, and D, and for option B, so the I value is more. So higher the value of I, higher will be the boiling point of the solution. Hence, the correct answer for the question is, that is option B. The next question from Karnataka CET 2017. So again, a direct conceptual question. So if you observe the question, when the pure solvent diffuses out of the solution through the semi-permeable membrane, then the process is called as the diffusion of pure solvent. So from the solution side means, so solution will have solvent more, but when compared with the other condition, that is solution separated by solvent. So if you consider this particular condition, so whatever the minimum extra pressure we are applying here is called as osmotic pressure. Now the solvent always moves from the higher concentration to lower concentration is normal osmosis process. So if it is separated by a semi-permeable membrane, generally solvent moves from solvent side to solution side. If you can observe the question here, the pure solvent diffuse out of the solution. From solution, solvent to move. From solution, the solvent to diffuse out. So the osmotic pressure applied. So you are going to consider the external pressure. So will be greater than the osmotic pressure. So that means it is a reverse osmosis process. So under normal process, solvent will move from solvent side to solution side. So whereas, so solution solvent to move towards the solvent column side. So the pressure, that is the external pressure applied, should be greater than osmotic pressure, and the process is taking place is reverse osmosis. Hence, the correct answer for the question is So it is option B. The next question, again from the year 2017, Karnataka CET. Again, a direct conceptual question. If you can observe the question, the Van 't Hoff factor I accounts for. It is the definition of I relates. So it is the number of moles after dissociation divided by before dissociation, or observed colligative property divided by calculated colligative property, or it is going to explain the association or dissociation of the solute in the solution. Hence, from the given options, the correct option is, so it is option B, which explains, so it is undergoing dissociation, that is the extent of dissociation of solute. So extent of solubility of solute is not correct, extent of dissolution of solute, extent of mobility of solute is not correct, hence the correct answer is option B. Again, a direct conceptual based question. So the next question, again from the year Karnataka CET 2017, which of the following solution has highest freezing point? So there is a typing error here. That is, it has highest freezing point. We'll try to identify. So highest freezing point to relate. So delta TF, higher the value of I, higher will be the depression of freezing point. But if you consider the freezing point of the solution, so higher the delta TF, lower will be the freezing point of solution, because we know that the definition of delta TF, so it is TF naught minus TF, hence higher the delta TF, lower will be the TF. So hence Van 't Hoff factor, so if we relate with the freezing point of the solution, higher the value of I, lower will be the freezing point. In the previous case, for boiling point condition, higher the value of I, higher will be the boiling point of solution. So now we'll try to calculate I. So from the given option, which is having lesser value of I, so we'll have the highest depression, that is freezing point, highest freezing point to relate. Now, if you observe the first option, 0.1 molar aluminum sulfate, it is 2 moles of aluminum ion plus 3 moles of sulfate ion. Hence Van 't Hoff factor is, so number of dissociated ions 3 plus 2, 5, before it is 1, hence I value is 5. So if you consider barium chloride, so it is barium ion plus 2 chloride ion. Since 1 barium ion and 2 chloride ion, Van 't Hoff factor is 3 divided by 1, I is equal to 3. And if you consider aluminum chloride, Al plus 3 plus 3Cl minus, it is 1 mole of aluminum ion and 3 moles of chloride ion. 1 plus 3, it is 4 moles of dissociated ions divided by 1, hence it is 4. And if you consider with ammonium chloride, it is ammonium ion NH4 plus and chloride ion, it is Cl minus. It is 1 mole of ammonium, 1 mole of chloride. Its Van 't Hoff factor is 2 divided by 1, which is equal to 2. It is very clear that I value is high for aluminum sulfate, I value is low for ammonium chloride. So as the value of I is less, it's, so lower the value of I, so higher will be the freezing point of solution. And the correct answer is, it is 0.1 molar NH4Cl. So option D is correct. So with this, for today's class, we'll try to stop. So remaining questions we'll discuss in our